So that was the intro drum groove from the song Feeling This by Blink-182, drummed by, well, Travis Barker, of course. The actual groove is 8 bars long, but it only really consists of 4 bars because the 4 bars get repeated twice. In this drum video, I'm going to show you how to play those 4 bars, and as we're going through each of the bars, I'm going to show you a simplified version of it if you're finding what Travis plays quite difficult. There's a few triplet techniques in here that some drummers find tricky, so I've given you the simplified version, so at least you've got something to be going along with. Before we crack on with the first bar, let me just let you know that you can get hundreds of videos just like this from my Drum Masters video song pack. There's a link beneath this video. Literally hundreds of videos, charts, ebooks, all delivered to your front door on DVD disc anywhere in the world, so please do check it out. It's a real bargain for money just before Christmas. Okay, so let's take a look at bar 1 of the actual drum beat first. What we're going to do is we're going to take each bar on its own, look at the simplified version first and then the actual version. So here's bar 1. Okay, so bar 1, what I've done for you is the simplified version is exactly the same as the actual version, the way Travis plays it, because the groove couldn't really be simplified any further than the way he plays it. Before we get into it, it's just worth pointing out that Travis plays a mixture between quarter notes on the open hi-hat, that's beats 1, 2, 3 and 4 only, and sometimes he plays 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now just to make this easy for me to explain and perhaps easier for you to be able to play it, I've written all 4 bars as quarter notes on the hi-hat apart from bar 3, which we get onto later on. But when you're playing along with this, you can throw in 8th notes. Instead of just playing beats 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But of course that's quite fast. So in a way the quarter notes are easier, but if you're filling up for a bit of extra notage, then you can throw in 8th notes on the hi-hat instead. But like I said, I'm going to show you the quarter note version. I think that's how he plays it on the recording, because you can definitely hear those strong quarter notes being played. But when you see him play it live, you do see him occasionally throwing some 8th notes. Okay, so that explains. Let's take a look at bar 1. So as I just explained to you, we're playing quarter notes with the right hand all the way through this bar. Beats 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beat 1 is actually a crash cymbal though, so we're going to play bass drum and crash on beat 1, 1, and then the right hand's going to come back to the hi-hat on 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. We've got a snare drum on beat 2 with the right hand, followed by a bass drum on the and of 2 in between the right hands. So beat 2 is 2 and then 3 on the hi-hat at the end. 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3. Followed by a snare drum in between the hi-hats on the and of 3 and a bass drum after it on 4 with the hi-hat. So beat 3 to 4 is 3 and 4. Hi-hat, snare, hi-hat and bass drum. 3 and 4. So we get this snare drum, bass drum pattern that goes snare, bass twice. First time starting on beat 2 and then the second time starting in between the beats on the and of 3. So that bar slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The pulse I'm counting there is 1, 2. So very slow, but here we go again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And a bit faster. 1. So up to tempo, it's around 180 BPM this. So let me just quickly, I should have done this before pressing record. Let me just go to my metronome, set it to 180. It's roughly 180, it's difficult to tell the exact tempo of this song. So there's the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the pulse are counting in 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's bar 1. Let's take a look at bar 2 next. Okay, so first of all, the simplified version of bar 2. We've still got quarter notes playing on the hi-hat all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4. No crash cymbal along beat 1 this time. The only crash cymbal occurs in the entire pattern is on beat 1 of bar 1. So bar 2, all quarter notes on the hi-hat. This is the simplified version. We've got, let me have a look here. We've got a bass drum on the and of beat 1, a bass drum on the and of beat 2, a bass drum on the and of beat 3, and a bass drum on the and of beat 4. So we've got 4 bass drums all on the ands in between the right hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the pulse is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, like that. So the first 2 beats, the bass drums on the ands, we're going to be replacing those with triplets the way Travis plays it in a second, but just putting bass drums on the ands sort of fill in that space. So if you can't play the triplets, you can play just simple 8th notes instead. There's a snare drum on beat 3 of the bar, so we actually get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the snare drum's played on beat 3 with the hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let me now play for you bars 1 and 2 up to tempo, the simplified version. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take a look at the way Travis actually plays it now. So Travis throws in some 8th note triplets, and you can fit 3 8th note triplets evenly spaced into 1 beat of the bar. So remember the tempo going by, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of those clicks can be split up into 3 evenly spaced notes. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, dedala, 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 dedala. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And for bar 2, he throws in 2 beats of triplets. Beats 1 and 2 are taken up with 8th note triplets. And the right hand plays on the hi-hat, followed by the left hand on the snare drum played quietly, hence I've written it in brackets. So you wouldn't hit the snare drum full volume for these, you kind of lay back a little bit. So right, left, and then the bass drum on the 3rd note of the triplet of each beat. So we get right, left, bass drum, right, left, bass drum, for 2 beats evenly spaced. So you can see I'm sort of holding back on the volume of the snare drum there. So they've got to be evenly spaced. If the pulse is this, then your triplets have got to be evenly spaced in that space. You can hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So just for beats 1 and 2, that's what he's playing. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, and then we're back to simple 8th notes. 3 snare drum and hi-hat together, bass drum on the and, hi-hat on 4 in its own, bass drum on the and. So 3 and 4 and. So bar 2 played slowly would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and. And at the tempo. So beat 3, the snare drum is played normal volume, and then the 2 bass drums on the and. So for the 2 beats 1 and 2, the triplet notes in the middle note of each triplet is played quietly, and not too loud a volume. That makes the snare drum on beat 3 stand out a little bit. Like that. Okay, let's take a look at bar 3 now. First of all, the simplified version. Okay, so it's debatable whether the simplified version I've given you is actually easier than the actual version. It'd be up to yourself as to which you prefer to play. But what we've got for bar 3 is an accent pattern, pretty similar to the way bar 1 worked, where we got this snare bass drum pattern moving across the bar, except the accents are in different places. Well, the accents actually fall where the bass drums fall in bar 1. On beat 1, the and of 2, and beat 4. And what I've given for the simplified version, figuring it might be easier for you, is just simply a line of 8th notes on the snare drum played right, left, right, left, right, left, right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. But to make it sound the way Travis plays it, you've got to try and make the accents stand out a little bit on beats 1, the and of 2 and 4. So you need to play those notes louder. So the accent pattern's going to move between the right, left and right hand like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now if you find that too difficult, alternating accents, you could just play right, left, left, right, left, left, right instead. So you're keeping the accent on the same hand and playing the left hand notes quiet. Right, left, left, right, left, left, right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's right, left, left, right, left, left, right. So you can sort of play that instead of the single stroke version. But really you want to try and make those accents stand out, otherwise you're just playing, which doesn't sound like the actual version. So now let me play for you bars 1, 2 and 3, the simplified version, at actual tempo. Okay, let's take a look at the way Travis actually plays it now. So what Travis does is he plays 8th notes up on the hi-hat while his left hand stays down on the snare drum. So his left hand's playing all the snare drum notes we showed in the simplified version, and it's moving between loud and quiet notes in the same place. So the accents are in the same place. Beats 1, the and of 2, and beat 4, that's right. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 with the left hands. Kind of like a rock and roll John Bonham thing. The right hand's going to be following the left hand, it's going to be playing 8th notes. So really the hands are playing in unison, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, the way Travis does it and the way I do it, because it's too difficult to do otherwise, is the right hand tends to follow the loud notes with the left hand. So you're going to get both hands pretty much playing the same pattern, i.e. this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Loud, loud, loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like that. So at this point, let me try and play for you bars 1, 2 and 3 up to actual tempo. Okay, finally, let's take a look at bar 4. So for the simplified version of bar 4, we've just got some simple 8th notes being played on the bass drum. We've still got quarter notes on the hi-hat, so we're moving back to quarter notes now for bar 4 compared to bar 3. Well, the simplified version, I suggested playing the single strokes on the snare drum, so it's up to you whether you've chosen to play the actual version for bar 3 or the simplified version I showed you before. But we're up on the hi-hat again, 4 quarter notes, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Bass drum on the and of 1, the and of 2, and the and of 4. So the 3 bass drums that appear in this bar all appear in between the right hands. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. And we've got a snare drum backbeat on beat 3 again. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. So let me try and play for you at this stage all 4 bars of simplified version at sort of slow to medium tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2. And a bit faster for you. And up to tempo of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, finally, let's take a look at the way Travis actually plays bar 4. So throughout this video, you may have noticed I'm using my left bass drum foot, mainly because we've got this one bar that occurs where my right foot, which is my weaker bass drum foot, struggles to play these two notes fast enough, but my left foot can. So hence me playing this whole video with my left foot. So don't get confused by that. You'll be using your normal bass drum foot, right if you're right-handed, left if you're left-handed. Not a freak like me. Okay, so the actual version is the same as the simplified version I just showed you, except the two bass drums on the and of 1 and the and of 2 are changed into 16th notes. So we're replacing the bass drum on the and of 1, for example, with two 16th notes, starting in the same place on the and of 1, but we've got another 16th note bass drum right after it before the hi-hat on 2. So the rhythm is 1 and a 2, 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 1 and a 2. So quite fast with the old single bass drum foot. You can of course play it double bass drum. That's cheating though. Of course it's not cheating, you can do whatever you like, but I try and practice it with one foot the way Travis does it as well. It leaves your hi-hat foot still over the hi-hat, so you can be ready with the next section of the song. Beat 1 and beat 2 are exactly the same as each other. 1 and a 2 and a beat 3 snare drum, and then a hi-hat on 4 followed by the bass drum on the and of 4. So slowly bar 4 is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a bit faster. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4 and let's try up to tempo. Hit and miss, as you can tell. Let me try a double bass drum. And you can certainly hear Travis struggling with the bass drum foot. The first time he played, so bar 4, literally bar 4 of the entire song, and you can hear the first double bass drum a little bit sloppy. My hypersensitive ears picked up on that, and I was like, oh good, he's finding it tricky too. So let me now try and play for you the 4 bars, the actual version of the intro slowly. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4 and. Try that again without me counting over the top. Here's the pulse. And a bit faster. And a bit faster still. And let's just try up the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as I explained to you at the beginning of this video, it's actually the same 4 bars played twice. So the intro is an 8-bar sequence, but the first 4 bars are played exactly the same for the bars 5 to 8. So you just play the first 4 bars twice, basically. So there you go. There's the whole intro. Lots of cool ideas in there, including some triplet-based ideas, very similar to John Bonham's triplets, right, left foot, except Travis shows us a cool and unique way you can play it. The pulse is maintained on the hi-hat with the right hand, but he still throws in these little cool notes in between. So the pulse isn't interrupted, but he's still finding places to throw in little bits of flash. We got some unison stuff going on with the hands, and of course some fast single bass drum foot stuff. So if you're finding it too difficult, you've got the simplified version to have a go at instead. If you're still finding it but if you've got a double bass drum pedal and you can't do it with one foot, then of course you can use 2 feet instead. Okay, so email me if you've got any questions about that. Please join my Facebook page. Just type in drums, the word, one word into Facebook and you'll find me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do check out my Drum Masters video song pack below, the link below. And have fun, happy drumming, and I'll see you soon.